How is the relationship with President Trump? You had a phone call this week.
Mm-hmm. We have a very good, positive, constructive working relationship that where we talk regularly. We've been talking a lot about NAFTA, obviously, recently, and trade. But whether it's issues of international importance,
right,
or what have you, we have it. I'm looking forward to welcoming actually the president and the other G7 leaders in about a month to Charlevoix, which is a beautiful area of Quebec, where we're going to have the G7. And there'll be a big focus on the same challenge that we all face,
right,
in our different countries, which is how to create success that includes everyone in our economies. I mean, President Trump got elected on bringing into the success of the U.S., a lot of people who felt left out of it for many years with the way the economy is changing. I got elected on a very similar challenge to strengthen the middle class and those working hard to join it. Now, some of our policy approaches are divergent, but our focus on trying to make sure that there is success for everyone in our societies are very, very similar. So that's what we're going to come together at the G7 to talk about. And that's actually where I'm going to highlight some of the things that we've done to tremendous success. I mean, last year we had the fastest growth rate in the G7. We have the lowest debt to GDP in the G7. We have some of the best numbers on ease of doing business, most solid banks, and we're the only G7 country that has trade deals with all other G7 countries. We have access to 2/3 of the world's GDP in preferential ways with our trade deals. So there's a lot of reasons to not just boost Canada, but to reassure citizens that trade can be good, that growth is good, by having them share in it. So we've done that by improving maternal and parental leave benefits, by investing in early learning and childcare, by giving more support to low-income and middle-income families. We've done that by lowering taxes for the middle class and raising them on the wealthiest 1%, which is something that actually has led to significant economic growth, because people who have more money in their pockets and spend it instead of stashing it away or investing it actually contribute to economic activity in significant ways. So there's a lot of things that we've done that have created a level of confidence amongst citizens in where our future is going, and it's allowed us to do things like invest in AI, massively invest in science and innovation, and say, well, the world is changing, let's be part of it, instead of trying to resist the change as long as possible and keep things reassuring the way they used to be. Instead, let's dive towards the future, and that's what Canada's doing. So that's how I get along with President Trump.
There you go.
Which was the original question.